Okay. So, hello. My name is Isaac Juarez. Uh, I'm a sophomore or second year at Rio Hondo Community College, and so this is just my experience. I would say, with COVID-19, it definitely changed a lot of our lives. I don't think life will ever be the same for our generation, at least. Um, for me, honestly, it was really difficult. Not only because of like online learning and all that stuff, but because I had a lot of health issues for some reason during this time, and so this is just my experience throughout this COVID-19. Like, so much happened to me. I ended up getting pretty sick, not with like a cold or with COVID or anything like that, but like in terms of like my health, um, and it's just like my body health, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. So I ended up getting a couple conditions called occipital neuralgia, fibromyalgia, and what else did I have? Oh, chronic migraines. And as you guys know, like that stuff sucks. Chronic migraines, that stuff's all pretty much just nerve pain problems. I have a lot of like nerve pain in my neck, and I have problems with migraines. I get migraines pretty much every day. And so lately it's been a lot better because I've been able to go to the doctors and get certain treatments for it, blood infusions and all that. But it really sucked. And the thing is, it got to its worst point like right in the middle of the COVID pandemic. So not only um, was it hard to focus like in class on Zoom, but then computers and lights like they triggered my a lot of my migraines, like light in my eyes. If it's too bright, it triggers my migraines. So um, that kind of sucked. It's not all the time, but I can tell it's only when I'm like on the computer for a while. And since I had Zoom all day, it kind of would happen. It was really hard too because one, like obviously kids on Zoom would probably just turn off their camera and sleep all the time. And I give so much respect to my professors that didn't make me turn on the camera because a lot of professors did make you turn on the camera, but all my out of all the classes I had these semesters, none of them made me turn on my camera, and I love them for that. Like it's just something different about having to turn on your camera and stuff, especially when you have class really early in the morning. I love how like a couple pros about this is that like you can record the teachers record their lessons, so it's kind of easy to like if you miss class, oh just watch the lecture, you know. So that took off a lot of stress in terms of like having to miss class. I did miss class quite a few times, and a lot of it was because of just migraine issues and nerve pain issues that I would have, and I would just have really bad attacks that was just like not good for me, and I just would not want to go on class. And so I apologize to Professor Liu and my other professors, obviously, for missing quite a few times. Like I think I missed her class like 5 times, 6 times maybe. So that's I'm not proud of that, but it's just unfortunate. But I'm glad I had the recordings. Like if it was in in real like real person real in person class, sorry, if it was a real in person class, it would have sucked. I would have definitely not had an A. Um, but Professor Lou makes it really easy. She's been so helpful for us, and like her tutorials, everything is so like the most useful thing ever. And I'm so thankful that I have a professor like her teaching me one of my most challenging classes. Um, so I also decided to challenge myself way too much this semester, and I took 6 classes for some reason. I don't know who I thought I was, but I took them. Like it was one of them was Intro to Family and Marriage something I forgot already, but it ended. And then I had a this advanced C++, and then I was also in physics, and then I'm also taking anthropology, which is like it was like the study of relics and witchcraft and magic, which is pretty. It's actually a cool class. And I'm taking linear algebra, and then the last class. What is my last class? Oh, uh, it's poli sci, political science. It's the philosophy of politics, pretty much. So yeah, um, so with a lot of those classes being, it was 21 credits, and I overwhelmed myself a lot, especially with the migraines and the other conditions and all the doctor's appointments that I had, and and then all the classes that I had, and then I also work. So it was just not a good time for me. Um, Luckily, no one in my family, thank God, got COVID. That's one good thing that came out of all of this, I guess. But coronavirus, I don't know. It's just, I mean, I guess I like to wear masks now because I like to cover my face, but that's about it. Coronavirus in general is not, uh, wasn't good for a lot of our learning experiences. I give so much props to any student right now, all you guys watching, if anyone's watching at all. I give so much props to everyone for sticking to it. It's really hard to actually be on Zoom. You have so much distractions, phones. You can play video games while you're on Zoom. Like there's just so much distractions, and especially when we're at home. I'm at home and I have five other family members and some siblings and sisters, and everyone's so loud because everyone's home, and it's so hard to focus when everyone's home. Like that's one thing. I don't have my own room, so I just have to be here in the living room. Well, living space is over there, but I'm on the other side of the living room, and it's just really hard to focus to do studying when everyone's always watching movies, TV, or just having conversations. And then my grandma's in the kitchen just cooking things like all loud, watching her programs and everything. And it is hard. I don't know how I did it. Well, honestly, I didn't, but I kind of did. I guess I have good enough grades, but it was just really crazy. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. There was so much adversity that we faced. It's really unfortunate. I feel bad for the kids that had to go to four-year universities and they were just at home the whole time, but still having to pay the whole tuition. That's so unfair. You know, our world is unfair, anyways. But yeah, COVID, it's been really bad, but we got through it. That's what matters. We're getting through it, all of us. I'm sure everyone has their demons, everyone has their battles. And so mine's not any different. You know, we all have things going on. So again, I give props to every student out there because it's hard. It was hard. But the teachers, the professors, I give props to them too. All the professors did a great job. Professor Liu did an amazing job. Like they made it. I was really lucky. All my professors were really good. I haven't had a bad professor yet. And professors like Professor Liu made it so easy and made it as entertaining as they can with all the videos and things like that. Like I wish every professor did that. I wish every professor did videos and tutorials and recorded their lectures and everything like that. Like that's so useful. I could see that being a pretty popular option for people in the future if they don't want to go to in-person school ever again. I don't know how that's gonna work, but yeah. Um, so that's pretty much it. So just COVID in general. My experience sucked. I did not like it at all. The only thing I liked, I guess, the only thing I would say I liked is being able to sleep in and not having to get ready and drive to school. That was cool. Like I could just wake up 5 minutes before class and then hop on my computer. Especially like my migraines and stuff, I have to sleep like 10 hours a night, or else I'll have a headache right when I wake up. And so, um, yeah, so that's tough. Uh, yeah, I would just like to give for reals a shout out to all the students and the professors. You know, we've been working hard. This is a hard time, and it's a very um, not a good time, but we have to make the best of it. We learn. We just got to tough it out, which is what we're doing. And good luck to everybody watching this. And yeah, so that was my experience with COVID-19. I hope everyone else's was at least a little bit better than mine. But don't get it wrong. Don't get me wrong. I am thankful for the opportunity. Like all these, I'm thankful that I could still at least go to school, and I'm thankful for these professors that work so hard. Um, and yeah, I look forward to seeing all you guys' videos also. And yeah, that was my experience. See ya.